don't realize, but if you're unwell on the inside, it reflects completely on your skin and your hair and your nails. A lot of times, I've actually diagnosed that a patient could be cancerous just looking at their skin and saying that there's something off. I need you to go get tested. And we've seen that they've been in stage one, stage two cancer. It's crazy, right? But that's what happens. So I always say this to people that if you had a heart attack, you're not going to go and Google remedies and do a home remedy. You're going to actually get yourself to the doctor ASAP. If your liver was troubling you, or even constipation, right? If people are constipated, they're going to go see a doctor. You may try a few fiber things, but you will go see the doctor. So, why do you think it's okay for you to?
Thank God my audio came back. I don't know why it happened. Usually it doesn't happen like this. So yeah, I was telling you about uh this panel. So I'm not crocheting a blanket, I'm crocheting a cardigan. So in my recent lives, I have made the back panel, which was very big. Let me show you. Um, so this is 21 inches long and like 16 to 17 inches wide. So in today's live, I'm going to make this front panel, and this is the first front panel. So there are going to be two front panels because the cardigan is like open. So oh, okay, okay. Oh, thank you so much. I come live every morning here in Pakistan. It's morning time. So yeah, we can. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So I was almost done. This is my front panel. So in this live, we will be finishing this one. Maybe let's see how long we can make this live. And I'm really happy to be interacting with you. I hope you enjoy.
Try home remedies. So for you to not even take it seriously when your skin is reacting. People will say, oh, it's just a pimple. Oh, it's just a spot. Oh, it's just a little dry. So I said that little dry or that little spot is your skin saying help and you're ignoring it. So that's what it is. And I also think that, you know, now everybody talks about dental cavities. Just to draw parity or an example, so you go to a dental doctor, get a checkup done to make sure you don't have cavities, right? I never go to a dermatologist for a general checkup.
Yes, surely I will do everything on live. But once I complete the front panels and the arms, and then the last part will be this.
Our own skin without harming themselves, and what is it that they need to use to avoid keeping in term the long-term health of their skin.
Great question. Teenagers today, they read up so much, and a lot of them are already on gadgets, right? They have Instagram accounts, and some of them use VPN to crack a TikTok account, etc. And when they come to me, they have all of this data in their head, and it's like da 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 da, like a back and forth with us. But I always tell them, simple. It's not
What do you crochet? I want to know.
hard at all. You don't need to throw an army at tackling acne. Just go to the basics. If you have oily skin, a salicylic acid based cleanser is what I tell kids. Otherwise, just use a cleanser, cleanse that skin. Keep it clean 2 times morning and night, or whenever you play sports, right after your sports and at night.
Interject here. When I was young, I thought washing my face with a lot of soap multiple times in a day would prevent from me from getting pimples. So do my athletes think the same thing?
It's the worst thing one can do to themselves.
Can you expand on this point?
The skin is acidic by nature. We have something called the acid mantle, which is
Acid mantle.
acid mantle.
So it's like the earth's crust, there's a mantle on the skin.
Exactly.
Oh.
Just under what you see as the skin, just under the surface, there's an acid mantle. It's a barrier, okay? It's called the hydrolipid barrier. It's made from the water component from the sweat and the oil component from our oil glands. And oil and water don't mix. So there's a seed.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you do lives? I would want to see them one day. That's because you don't crochet sweaters. That's why maybe you were anxious when you were crocheting. That happens when you make the sweater for the first time. And I have made many sweaters, but never filmed all of them. Oh, do share your Instagram here so I can follow you there. Also, what's your name? I can't really like call you something. Like, what is your name? I think it's random on your name with the channel you have. Okay, so your name is Kate. Kate Crafts and Film. I will surely follow you there. Let me take a screenshot. Also, let me know if you can hear me right now because my mic died. And I think you can hear all sorts of things in my life. Oh, thank goodness. So, you made this account when you were in high school, and how old are you right now? Oh, well, I think we're the same age then. I'm also in my late 20s. So, do you actually sell your products or you just make them for fun? Oh, wow. You've been crocheting for so long. I started crocheting in 2023. Yes, after COVID I started. But you seem to have a lot of experience than me. Okay, so sunflower, so I am making the alpine stitch. this is the outline stitch, this and this, like this whole pattern. Guys, do not forget to give me a like on this live. I would really appreciate that. Exactly, I agree. um, like you spend hours making something, and when you sell, people like don't really they want anything and everything so low priced, so like they don't even realize that it's handmade. So I think it's a good idea that you don't sell, that even I don't sell. I started my crochet page on Instagram first, and from there decided to go to the YouTube and other platforms. And whenever I sold, it was like not in profit. So I say that when you make something from your own hands, it has to be highly priced. Not because you just made them with your hand, but it should be like you spend your time, and time is precious. So you have to charge about that, and even the supplies are very expensive. It's an expensive hobby, I would say. But right now, I am finishing my orders that I received. But once I finish these orders, I'm not going to sell anything. Um, okay, there's this thing that I heard it somewhere, that if you see something handmade so low in price, that means someone at the back is like suffering, because if someone is making the handmade things, and the supplier or the one who is selling is like making profit for himself, but paying the one who is making is less, so someone at the end is suffering. So I think that's the case when things are pretty low priced. I have a very big knot. I really hate when this comes. That's really great. I actually thought about it, and it was a very like a difficult decision to just give up, not sorry, so to just give up selling, because it feels like it's your small business and you have to sell everything you crochet. But when you get this kind of feedback, you just don't want to sell anymore. Also, when you start this as a hobby, and you enjoy it, everyone tells you you have to sell this, you will make a lot of fortune with it, and you I think you get hypnotized by that word. I started just like that, but now recently I decided that I started this hobby to enjoy, and now I am doing it for other people, and that's not I wanted. So once I finish these orders, I have 2 to 3 more. Once I complete this, I will no longer be making things for other people. I would rather make them for myself and explore new stitches and all, because I want to enjoy this. Yes, exactly. They don't value these products much. Yes, that is the process that you explained to your dad about. People don't go through that process and they just think we can give them at a lower price. I don't know why they think that. Exactly. So, what do they say about that? Yes, it's very therapeutic. I agree. Okay, what was the first thing that you saw about crochet? What was the first inspiration you got when you started crocheting? It's so good to be connected with the people who crochet. Um, I think you're the first one that also who also crochets and is chatting with me now. I'm really happy. Oh really? So she taught you crochet directly or you started with knitting? Because I started with knitting and I'm not so good with knitting. Really? That must be the point where she's so proud of you. Um, you know what? When I just watched a video, a random video on YouTube, and it was about crochet, and I didn't know even that this hook is a crochet hook. So I just thought that if it's the yarn, then it's the same thing, even if it's knitting. I didn't know even the knitting and crochet was separate. So I asked my mama to help me learn it, and it was midnight really. And she told me, and then I practiced, and that was really hard. And then I noticed that people on the YouTube are doing something with this hook, and I'm not doing with the hook. So then I ordered the hooks and the yarn, the new yarn, and I started. And that's when I knew that the crochet and knitting are two separate things. And then I taught myself from the YouTube because my mama also knows nothing about the crochet, but she knows about knitting. That's really great. And how do you hold your yarn in knitting? Like, do you do it the continental way or the English way? Wow, I'm really impressed. And what is cross stitch? I'm not sure I know the cross stitch you're talking about. Honestly, I haven't used many different types of yarn. I once used the chenille yarn. Okay, so you don't like it? Chenille yarn, I once used it and it was really soft, and I would say that I liked it. But then the second time I had this yarn, it was very stiff. So I wouldn't say that I don't like the chenille yarn. I loved it because of its softness, but um, the other one I didn't like that one. Maybe it was a bad purchase. I don't know. Okay, so I have a tip for you. If you crochet and you are so good at it, you should try the continental way. I think it's the continental way of knitting. Let me search. Um, so continental knitting. Yes, it's the continental knitting, and I also do the continental knitting. That's because when you crochet and you have the habit holding the yarn in this left hand, so the continental knitting works best for the crocheters. So if you uh, want to keep doing the knitting, so try this continental. It fits perfectly with the crocheter's hands. Oh, that's new to me, the cross stitch. I would have to look into it once I finish this guide. That's really amazing. Yes, knitting can be so struggling, I must say. When I started with the knitting project, my first knitting was the beanie. So I think making the beanie as your first project is a nice thing to start with, because I used a round needle, you say the wire needles, and that is very good because when you make something in the round, so you always have to make one kind of stitch, like you only have to knit, you don't have to purl. So that's something I really loved. Also recently I made this garter stitch Sophie hood. If you know, you I think you would know, that's becoming very viral. So that would be a really great beginner's project because the stitch is very beautiful and it's the same on both sides. You don't have to purl with it. I think you might wanna try it. Breaks the yarn. By that you mean that this yarn untwists and there are four threads. That's what you mean? Oh, really? So you just started with one granny square and you just made it so big that it became the blanket? That's cool. think everyone hates Berlin, including me, because that's not a difficult stitch. But when you knit, when you knit it, you just want to knit so Sophie hood and the pitch it has. So even in the garter stitch, you knit this row and then slip last three stitches, and then you have to turn it around, and then again you have to knit that row. So any stitch that has only knitting, I love that stitch. Okay, okay. Okay, so I didn't use many different types of yarn, so I might have no idea about the stitches you are talking about. So never ever used the fur yarn. I think there's the visibility issue in the fur yarn. It looks very pretty, and it looks like you're making a teddy or something like that, because like it's really furry, but I think that's really hard to manage. Yeah, sure. You definitely should check out only net patterns. Yes, I think that's the great idea to learn the granny stitch first. I I learned my first stitch that I learned was double crochet, because I watched the video where she was telling about the single crochets and the double crochets, so I started with it. And honestly, it was I made a patch like this big, this wide, and this like lengthwise and widthwise. So I still remember my brother saw it and he was so excited, and the first thing he said was, "You should sell these." And I was really excited about it as well. And that's when the idea popped up in my head that I have to sell these. And that was an absurd idea. But that's the stage where you get all excited. Okay, brunette black. Why you hate it? Okay, you know what? In Pakistan, we don't have that much available, like different types, the cotton, the acrylics. We have the wool, we have this acrylic, uh, chenille, but like that's that's that. There's not much varieties. I've seen. I have a great passion for the passionate Kelsey. I watch her videos a lot, and that's uh, like she's my inspiration. So I have seen her using different types of yarn and different brands of yarn. But here in Pakistan, that's the issue, that we don't have variety of yarns available. I hope this is acrylic, right? Can you see? I've never used the cotton yarn, so I think this is acrylic. What do you think? Yeah, I think, and this is not cotton, I must say. This is acrylic. Oh my god, Kate, where were you all this week? I'm really enjoying your company. I can only give my review on cotton yarns once I use them. I'm really enjoying my live today. For the past 4 or 5 days, I'm going live every morning. But whenever I started my live, I only played any podcast in the background or anything that like I enjoy, and then I crochet. But this was the first time I'm really enjoying talking on the live, and someone really has questions about all of this. And I'm really having a great time, Kate. Thank you so much for giving me your precious time. By the way, what were you doing before coming to the live? What do you do actually besides crochet? Oh yeah, definitely. So you're going to sleep? Okay, just telling shorts before I was getting ready for bed. Sure. And I really hope you have a very good night. Do you have a job? What do you do? That's nice. Okay, I will not take any more of your time. Thank you so much for being in this live. I will wait for you in the live that I do tomorrow. Please join the live. Grateful. And I'm really enjoying your company. That's what I must say. Good night. Thank you so much. I really enjoy a good talk session during my live. If someone else watching my live has questions or wants to talk about something, I'm really happy to talk. Guys, please talk. Yeah, sure, kid. That, I think that's something I would agree, because I think no promises should be made. And yeah, I totally agree. I would not be sad if you don't join, but I really appreciate if you join. Okay, so guys, I'm playing the podcast in the background, but I will stop the podcast as soon as I have something to reply on. If you want to ask me something about how I crocheted, how I started crocheting, or anything like that, or anything about the stitches, I'm really happy to reply. So, when you comment, I will stop the podcast, okay? So, let's listen to it.
On our skin. And this maintains the acidity of our skin. It maintains the natural moisturizing factor, or like it prevents water loss. It prevents chemicals from getting into the skin. It prevents from things getting absorbed, unnecessary stuff, etc. So when you put soap is an alkali, so it goes back to our chemistry. You take a basic or an alkali, put it to acid, you neutralize it. If you neutralize your skin, you're gonna let everything attack your skin.
So using soap actually enhances or aggravates your acne.
Exactly, because you're breaking your skin barrier down. The most important thing for a skin is the skin barrier. And the skin barrier is about the oil, it's about the water, and it's about the acidity.
So if you're a teenager in college, it's better to just wash your face in the college with plain water
Exactly.
and just dab it dry.
That's fine. I'm okay if you just wash it with water and just not rub it, but dab it dry gently.
Why not rub it?
Because when you rub it, it's friction,
Yeah.
and friction causes micro tears in your skin, and again that will let the bacteria, virus, fungus,
I wish I
etc.
met you
through.
when I was a teenager because I would bite my face like that thing.
That's
The
what
pimples
people
would
do
go away.
even now. And you'll be amazed. So many parents will tell me, I'm telling my kid, just wash your face with soap and rub it. They don't listen. If they rub it, the oil will go. I'm like, where is it going to go?
So a lot of old wife tales over there.
Yeah, and so I always tell them, look, you have to make an informed decision. And teenage acne, believe it or not, 70% of teenagers today suffer from acne. And there's a study from the Journal of Pediatrics, right, which talks about the mental effect or emotional impact that acne has. More than 60% of teenagers say they don't go to social events because of the acne on their face.
So this is actual study.
Actual study, actual, yes. 60% of teenagers with acne say it impacts them so much that they actually cut back on their social. I had a patient, actually, owner at my skincare company. The see me, 11-year-old child, beautiful. And she came and told me, my daughter was not an outgoing kid, but she would participate and she was full of smile and happiness and joy. In the last year, I've seen her personality change, and she doesn't smile, she doesn't come out of her room.
Why?
And because she got pimples. They didn't realize why, but when they sat down and had a chat with her, her acne bothered her. And her parents said, it's only 5, 6 bumps on your skin. It's normal for you. You're 11 becoming 12. But those 5, 6 impacted her so much. So they brought her to me and they were like, we don't want to do anything aggressive. We want to keep it natural, etc. And I was like, look, natural is great, but we'll have to do science-backed skincare here. And so I just put her on skincare and a monthly cleanup, which is a medical cleanup in the clinic. And 3 months in, she was a lot better. 6 months in, we'd clean it all up, but just this much. And now I see her every quarter for her maintenance, and she's back to this outgoing girl, and she's playing instruments. She's got this whole friend circle. She's super social, etc. But that's the impact that can have on the kids. So I always tell parents to be sensitive because I grew out of it. They'll grow out of it. But the generation has changed. The environment has changed. The society has changed.
I think we should talk to the mothers now because
And father.
and fathers. No, I think I I question the fathers a lot. The fathers are like, if the mother's okay with this, then we'll go and see the doctor.
It's changing. I would say there are kids who come in with just their parents, and I actually have kids who come in on their own now. 14-year-old kids who come in on their own, and I'm like, look, we need parental consent to do anything. They're like, yeah, we'll call our mom and dad, but I'm here because I really want to take care of my skin.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's shift to the mothers, the Indian women, say they're in the age group of 35 to 50. Now, what's the biggest myth that Indian women believe about aging? Because one they have is like, you just wash your face
Oh
and
my
we had
God,
it.
don't get me started. So many myths, right? I think one of the myths is that they think that because their grandmothers had great skin or their mothers didn't do it, they don't need to do it. They're like, my mom has good skin today. She never used a sunscreen. My grandmother didn't do this. They have great skin. So why do I need to do it? That's one myth. The second one is using coconut oil, almond oil, ghee, stuff from your kitchen on your face, and that's more than enough. And I'm gonna have great skin. I'm not gonna get wrinkles. You know, these myths bother me. And the third is natural. Why can't I use natural things?